खातिन हजरात, नकवी साहब की ख्वाहिश है कि स्वामी शांतानंद जी महाराज जो रामकृष्ण मिशन के अध्यक्ष हैं, उनसे पूरी दुनिया वाकिफ है, प्यारो मोहब्बत बांटते हैं, गंगा जमनी तहजीब को परवान चढ़ाते हैं। और उनका जो मिशन है वो मिशन, अगर मैं एक शेर में कहना चाहूंगा तो ये कहूंगा कि बद्दुआ उसने मुझे दी थी, दुआ दी मैंने। बद्दुआ उसने मुझे दी थी, दुआ दी मैंने। उसने दीवार उठाई थी, गिरा दी मैंने। उसने सैलाब की तस्वीर बना भेजी थी, उसी कागज से मगर नाव बना दी मैंने। कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो मुश्किल तरीन हालात के अंदर रास्ते निकालते हैं। इस वक्त मुल्क के जो हालात हैं, इस वक्त हमारे मुल्क में जो नफरतों की आंधियां चल रही हैं, इसमें इस तरह के लोग धन्य हैं। ऐसे लोगों का होना बहुत जरूरी है जो इस मुल्क को जोड़ने में, इस मुल्क की विरासत को जोड़ने में, इस मुल्क को एक फैमिली की तरह बनाने के अंदर अपना खून जिगर दे रहे हैं। मैं बड़े अदब और एहतराम के साथ स्वामी शांतानंद जी महाराज से गुजारिश करूंगा कि वो तशरीफ लाएं और अपने ख्यालात का इजहार करें। स्वागतम, अभिनंदन स्वामी शांतानंद जी महाराज।
ओम असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ओम शांति 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 is a very universal prayer cutting across all religions, because it only says, lead us from darkness to light and from death to immortality. Lead us from the unreal to the real. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I think it's a really truly universal. First of all, this is my first visit to this wonderful place of learning, Aligarh Muslim University. I'm really charmed by this beautiful auditorium and the wonderful ambience that is here. His Excellency the Ambassador of Iran was left because of some urgent requirements. Our very, very dear Professor Naqvi and the other distinguished scholars on the dais, and the wonderful audience who have assembled here to listen to the different speakers. Of course, you have got such a wonderful compeer. Perhaps he can do much of the talking. I think he talks so beautifully and so charmingly. So, today I would just briefly present before you some of the perspectives of Hinduism regarding these family values. Actually, one of the foundational statements of Hinduism is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is a family. I don't think we have to go beyond that. Hinduism talks about embracing the whole world as a family. So obviously, it has an extraordinary dimension. No one is left out of it. So, it transcends religions, it transcends borders, it transcends all barriers, and it is an all-inclusive idea of humanity itself. There are very famous chants or utterances in Hinduism. Just I will give you a sample of one, which says, Atmatvam. माता च पार्वती देवी, पिता देवो महेश्वरः, सबंधवा शिवभक्ताश्च स्वदेशो भुवनत्रयम्. It says, Mata च Parvati Devi. Mother is Parvati, the goddess. Pita Maheshwara. Father is Maheshwara, or the Lord Shiva. Sabandhava Shiva Bhaktas. Who are my family and friends are the Shiva Bhaktas. And Swadesho Bhuvanatrim. All the three words are mine. So it's on my country. In the sense that the value, the place given to father and mother. The mother is equated to goddess Parvati, and father is equated to Maheshwara, or the Lord of Shiva. Because you can substitute other gods and goddesses. You can even substitute Allah and Jesus and Mary. It's only the names. The idea is the position of father and mother is so high and so extolled. So, the whole family is derived from that idea. So, in Hinduism always the family has held an extraordinary significance and has contributed greatly to the growth and well-being of the society and so on. In fact, many great leaders of the world have often confessed that their upbringing, they are what they were because of their parents and grandparents. For example, Swami Vivekananda was an extraordinary personality who left a deep impression on the mankind itself, often used to say that I am what I am because of my mother, what she taught me during my young age. In fact, he had such a deep knowledge about the Ramayana and Mahabharata and the Indian folklore, etc. You would say that much of it I have heard from my grandmother when I was a small child. So, in fact, the Hinduism, the idea is, even when the mother, right after she conceives, till the time of the childbirth, she is supposed to engage in extremely holy and sacred acts, chanting of stotras and prayers and etc., so that the coming generation, the child that is to be born, would be imbued with all those many great extraordinary virtues and qualities, would become a truly honorable and noble human being. So, so the education or the acclimatization starts even from the time of conception. So, these are some of the things. Today, what has happened today? India also has largely moved away from some of its traditional values, the strengths. So much so, we see so much disintegration in the society. The idea of old age home was never known in India, but today we are feeling the need for a lot of old age homes. What was the difference? In the olden times, it used to be large families. The father, the uncles and the aunts and the children and the grandchildren. Now the idea was to share and care for everybody. The priority would be always be given to young children. And as one grows up, one has to adjust and accommodate. So no one ever felt lonely because the house is always full of vibrancy. Lot of people, youngsters, middle-aged people, old-age people living together. See, now people feel after retirement, people are totally lonely, no one to care for them. Their father and mother, their own son and daughter-in-law, they are out, or the son and the daughter and the son-in-law are out on work, and the children are either in a hostel or they don't relate to the grandparents, they don't even live together. So, so much it has become alienated from each other. The elderly people are feeling extremely lonely because children are denied this extreme care and love and affection of the elders. They are also not growing in the right way. So these are all, constantly affecting the idea. The main purpose, today in Hinduism, life was assumed to be not meant to live as a form of enjoyment or to somehow have this bhoga or have everything for oneself. That is why the whole construct was very different. How could people live together in family, in large numbers, and yet be happy? Because the whole idea was, the life does not end with body and mind. The body and mind is just only the beginning. The real purpose is to go beyond that. So that being so, whatever was necessary at the level of the body or of the existence did not get too much of an importance. So people used to adjust, people used to eat less if necessary. So when there are not many people in the house, everyone has to behave with certain amount of restraint, what is called samyam. So that was the way the family was being maintained. So even the youngsters in the house, even young wedded couple, they would behave with a lot of restraint because elders were around, other younger people were around, children were around. So now it is not that go as you like philosophy was never there. So that is why the family was so important, and that used to really care for everyone and take the entire family as a unit in its march towards a realm which was far beyond just this body and mind. In fact, today, of course I'll come to that a little later. For example, the whole idea of Hinduism, the idea of Dharma had such a strong force, it was such a strong force, such a strong factor in our life. The Hinduism talks about 4 Purusharthas or 4 values, namely Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. The idea is you should start with the righteousness or the way of life, your inner guide, that which guides you, that which upholds you, that's what's called Dharma. Based on Dharma, there was provision for Artha, earning wealth, Kama, enjoyment, but then ultimately all beings should migrate or go towards, progress towards the idea of mukti or total liberation, total freedom, total complete erasure of all kinds of bondage. That was the idea of Hinduism. And these were learned even when one was very young as children, because these were inculcated through family values. Many of us, we remember how in our young days our mothers and others used to sit with us and chant those prayers, etc. That many of the children, they remember even when they are much older, long after their parents have passed away. So all these ideas were inculcated in children even when they were young. That is how the Hinduism drew its strength. The 4 Purusharthas and the 4 ashramas, the Varnashramas, the Brahmacharya, Garhastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa, all these were all completely embedded in the framework of family, so that humanity as a whole would progress and all would slowly reach their true goal of life. Finally, coming to the point today, why we see so much of unrest, so much of violence, so much of disharmony, so much of disagreement everywhere. It is cutting across all countries. Not that it's only happening in India, it's happening much less in India, much more in many other countries. The main reason being, humanity as a class are moving away from religion itself. People are kind of fed up with religion. So today, we need to work more on intra-faith, that is, bringing our own followers back to our own faith. It's not so much necessary to work for interfaith. Interfaith is no doubt necessary. Much more necessary is intra-faith, because people are as a class moving away from religion because they are so fed up. They find that only negatives about religion. So as religious leaders, we need to bring followers back to the roots, back to religion itself. And one of the best ways of doing it is to enhance the family values in all religions, because all religions stress all these values. And once the family values are strengthened, and that is where the children, even when they grow up, from the age 10, maybe 5 to 15, this is the time when they can imbibe all these and really, be embedded in that. So as they grow older, they can develop, they can mature, but the starting should happen when they are young. And if you have to really bring about peace and harmony in this world, we need to have more people following religion, whatever be the religion. We need people to go back to their roots, and that would happen in a great way only if we strengthen family values. I am extremely thankful to Professor Naqvi for bringing me to this beautiful institution. I look forward to coming again. I was so sick. I said I will not be able to come, but then I couldn't refuse.